Hey folks, what's going on? Today I am bringing you a Crusader build that is so unbelievably fast. It's wonderful for doing Torment 16. It is fantastic for key farming, for doing bounties. The thing about it is you just go so fast, everything around you dies, you really just kind of ride your horse everywhere. And so this is a Season 27 exclusive build. You're not going to be able to make this again. If you don't play Season, you're not going to be able to play this build. We are going to use the Angelic Crucible to get this ability where every 2 seconds we call down a Fist of the Heavens. While we're using Steed Charge, it comes out quicker. It doesn't really specify how much quicker, but it's fast. So of course we use this Norvald set. I don't think I'm going to go too in depth with like stat priority in this video, just because it's a T16 build. Like, you're probably not going to be pushing with it. If you choose, or if you want to push with it because you just absolutely love the build, I would highly recommend checking out the max roll guide. If you don't know about max roll, just go ahead and Google the website. If you type Fist of the Heavens Crusader Season 27, it'll probably be the first or second thing to pop up on Google, and they have fantastic guides over there. I would recommend checking this one out if you really want to push and be competitive with it. But if you're going to use it like I do, just for farming keys and doing bounties, it's wonderful in public bounty games. There are times in public bounties where I will clear 2 full acts on my own, and sometimes up to like even 12 bounties on my own. Really helps to speed those up and get your bounty materials. So, full set, Aegis of Valor. We have the 5-piece, but we get the 6-piece set because we've got a Ring of Royal Grandeur and the cube, and we'll go check out the cube in a second. But we've got this full set here. We've got our Captain Crimsons here. Really nice to have that extra cooldown reduction. Resource cost reduction is really not anything to us, except it now reduces the damage that we take, which is pretty important. If you don't play much Crusader, you would kind of think at a glance that they would be a pretty tanky class. They're a shield-wearing class. It's like this heavy armor, but they're really not. They take a lot of damage. And so, really recommend, because of that you get a Molten Will to be Skizzard, because we are taking the Squirt's Necklace, which is going to make us take even more damage. And so, really nice to have that combo with the Molten Will to Beast and the Squirts, so that we can actually keep the Squirts up. So we use Focused Restraint. Really, I don't find that does anything for me in Torment 16. But sometimes I will push into some kind of lower GRs, maybe like 100, 105, just because I'll collect so many pools while I'm out doing bounties or getting keys, and so I'll kind of want to use the extra XP from those pools. And it comes in handy when you're doing those kind of medium level GRs. So we also use these arm guards now. These are nice because they just make us go faster. There's no real other reason to use them, but everything around you is going to get absolutely destroyed, and so you're going to be wrecking objects all the time and moving a lot quicker. So, next we've got our cube. Over here we've got a Dark Light. Fist of the Heavens now casts twice and deals 1,000% more damage. Absolutely essential. You cannot play this build without it. We've got Casset's Cord over here, just more of the Fist of Heavens damage. We just need to stack as much of that as we can. And then, of course, we've got our Ring of Royal Grandeur here so that we can wear 5 pieces and still benefit from the 6-piece set of the Aegis of Valor. I like to use the Enchantress. You may not be able to see all of her skills, but I use Temporal Pulse, Prophetic Harmony, Powered Shield, which you probably can't see hidden behind my face, and Fate's Lapse. So if you wanted to set your Enchantress up just like I do, go for it. Gear, not super important because we're really just kind of doing T16 with this for the most part. And so I just make sure to get her a focus where she cannot die. But otherwise, I made a level 1 Witch Doctor, and I just went to the blacksmith and started crafting things. and so that I could actually put int gear onto her. It's nothing special at all, just kind of stacking as much int as I can. This could absolutely be more optimized, and you should throughout the season. I do plan on eventually upgrading her. So next we've got our skills. Hammer of Justice, Hammer of Pursuit using Justice. Really nice for when you're kind of doing those medium level GRs, kind of like 100 to 105, because it's going to help you proc the focus and restraint. You never use it in T16. Really, you're just using it to proc your ring bonus. The automatic casts from Fist of the Heavens are not going to proc your focus restraint combo. So when you're doing those 100s to 105 GRs, you will manually cast this, and you'll also manually cast the Justice every once in a while just to make sure that you're keeping up your focus and restraint combo. Really do recommend the Hammer of Pursuit, because you can kind of just throw it out and it will find its target. It's got like heat seeking, it'll track them, and so you'll be able to hit targets, and you don't have to worry about aiming or getting into like melee range to actually proc that focus restraint combo. I like to use Fist of Heavens with Retribution. Most people are using Divine Well. I will use Divine Well if I'm doing those GRs, 100 to 105, but otherwise if I'm T16, I really like Retribution. It kind of makes the Fist of Heavens like actually just like shoot out from your body and hit everything around you. And the reason I like that is because I don't have to wait for the meteors to fall from the sky to hit the targets. It's nice if you're just running by and, you know, you legendary drops, you pick it up, or, you know, like a pile of Death's Breath or materials. It just feels like the enemies die a little quicker because you don't have to wait for that meteor to fall out of the sky when you're using Divine Well. Iron Skin Flash, it's nice, you get a little damage absorption that'll help protect your squirts. If you feel like you're about to take some damage, you can pop this. It's also nice just because it gives you some move speed, and that's kind of the real reason that we're using it, is for that move speed. Steed Charge, Endurance. I like Endurance because the whole point of this character is to ride your horse. That is what we do. So, you know, you don't necessarily need to be pulling things into you. Draw and Quarter is fun, though. You know, if you're maybe doing those 100s to 105, like Draw and Quarter can be nice because you can kind of drag along like an elite pack when everything else is dead around it, and get some more damage in. Laws of Hope, you can use Laws of Valor if you like. I just use Laws of Hope. The thing that'll slow you down the most with this build is dying, and so anything that can kind of just help me stay alive a little bit is something I like to use, because we really don't need more offensive power outside of just like riding around on our steed, and you'll see why in a moment. Akarat's Champion, Prophet, really standard. You know, there's not much to explain here. It's just absolutely wonderful, and we're kind of stacking a bit of that cooldown reduction, so that we can keep that up as much as possible. Because we're using that Norvald set, we have to use Heavenly Strength here. Two-handed weapon, we have to be able to use that with the shield that is part of the set. Indestructible, like I said, the thing that will slow you down the most is dying, and so this will absolutely prevent that, keep you alive. You know, if you want to play a little greedier, you know, you can absolutely pull that off with using Indestructible. Finery, pretty standard, more strength. Long Arm of the Law, you know, with Crusader, I kind of have a hard time finding anything that I really like more than that. I don't know if it really does much for us. It doesn't really feel like it does much for us in these like T16 runs, but I wouldn't be really sure what else to use, and it does just fine. So let's go in and do a run so that we can show this off. I'm going to start by showing you the Divine Well variant of the build. This is probably what you'll see most people using, and it does look really cool. And then maybe when we get to like level 2, I will go ahead and switch back to Retribution to show you the difference. But here we go. Meteors falling everywhere. Everything around us is just going down. Got some gems here. But you will just fly through here. You never have your horse down. That Norvald set is helping it stay up the entire time. So you're pretty much just free to run through the entire level and watch everything crumble around you. Really fun. really aesthetically pleasing too. So let's make a switch. I'm going to show you Retribution now, and this is what I like to use. So instead of meteors coming from the sky, everything just comes like right out of your body, and you turn into this like ball lightning kind of effect. And this is exactly what I was talking about. It's kind of, I feel like it's easier to pick things up as you're running by, because you don't have to wait for those meteors to fall out of the sky to actually get those kills and get to the gear that's on the ground. Going through, just speeding along. Conduit is really fun with this. You're kind of like a permanent conduit almost when you're using this build, and so getting a conduit is actually pretty exciting. It's sort of just like doubling the destruction you do as you run by. As you can see, the Rift Guardian just melts, cannot handle the damage that is put out by this build. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed the build. Leave a comment. Let me know if you made it. Let me know what you think about it. Do you think it's faster than the multi-shot Strafe Demon Hunter this season? Do you think it's slower? Personally, I think it's a lot faster, and that's why I took the time to make the build. I actually am currently using a Strafe Impale Demon Hunter as my main, but found that this just looks so much faster for getting keys, and so I took the time to make it. Because I think it was really worth the time invested, as opposed to just running Strafe multi-shot for keys. I think in the end of this season, it's actually going to save me a lot of time having made this character. I know that's especially true when it comes to bounties. So let me know what you think about it down below, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.
Gonna start.